The Anti-Defamation League is kicking off its annual First Amendment Art and Essay Contest. Midwest students in grades 6 through 12 compete for a chance to win a scholarship. We have your attention now. Getting more info from ADL Midwest Regional Director Lonnie Nassiter, joined by Niles West High School English teacher Sally Graham, and to my right, former past contest winner Gina Kim, is also a student at Princeton. And we'll get to you in a moment here. We welcome all of you.
Well, thanks for having us.
Very important and certainly a topical situation that we have here, dealing with the First Amendment and how it applies to your daily life.
That's exactly right. And so about 14 years ago, Pat, at ADL, we realized after reading several stories and studies that young people just didn't have a firm grasp of the First Amendment and its applicability to their everyday lives. So we started this contest that enables kids from 6th grade to 12th grade to express how the First Amendment impacts their daily life every day, and do it either through the written word or through art. And that's kind of how it's evolved, and it's been a great, great endeavor, and this is our 14th year.
What do you think about it, Sally? And taking the theoretical and applying it to the practical is something that these kids can carry with them for the rest of their lives, I would imagine.
It's a great opportunity for students to think about the relevance of the First Amendment and how it affects them. And also it's a great opportunity for creative writing, to hone their writing skills. It provides a real audience, and it challenges them to think about what those freedoms mean.
How would you recommend, or what would you recommend to someone who's interested in doing something like this? Just start putting something to paper?
Yeah, first,
online, perhaps?
Well, usually when I ask them the question of what it means to them personally, they go blank, right? They don't have any idea, but then we start talking about freedom of speech and freedom of religion, and using the ADL's resources, and then they start thinking, oh yeah, you know, how do I use freedom of speech on social media, or what does freedom of religion mean to my parents or my grandparents, and how have they fought for those rights? And then they get thinking, brainstorming, then they write a rough draft, peer edit, and really craft their essay.
As well, as we can see right there.
Yeah.
Gina, you're a student freshman at Princeton, so congratulations on that, you slacker. How did you embrace your essay, and then when you were finished with it, what do you still carry with it or from it?
I actually was involved in the competition twice. So initially I placed as an honorable mention, and it was amazing because they still called and they still congratulated me for it, so it was still a very humbling and honoring experience.
I think that's a great life lesson. I mean, you placed honorably, and then you said, I'm going to get right back at it and see what I can do.
And I think all students who are applying for this should go in with that mindset, that even if they don't get first, second, third place, that they still have this ability to engage with their First Amendment rights, but also with their writing. And I think this competition definitely helped me in terms of getting my thoughts onto paper, or on the keyboard in this case, and really it makes you engage with things that you really take for granted. My essay really talked about human rights and activism and advocacy for minorities. I was engaging with the historical issue of the comfort women. So these were young girls who were put into sexual slavery during World War II, and they still haven't received that recognition. And just engaging with that and realizing that I have so much more to learn for, but also in terms of how all-encompassing the First Amendment is, how you can really apply it every day. And I initially went into this thinking, you know, I have no idea what I'm going to write about, but really engaging with the text itself, but also just your everyday life, how you go from day to day, thinking, engaging with other people, and learning. And
couldn't agree more.
Right.
It is the most important. That's why it's the First Amendment. We thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
It runs until May, but you can start submitting your essays.
Chicago.adl.org is where you go. We encourage students and teachers to get your students involved, and we look forward to seeing those great submissions.
Thank you so much for being here. It's very important work.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We agree. Thanks for having us.
We will be right back.